Welcome to Manny's TV Talk, where we will talk about all of our favorite reality TV shows and news surrounding them. Grab a snack, a drink, and get comfortable because this starts now.
Hey everyone, welcome in. Today we're going to be recapping the new episode of The Real Housewives of Orange County. That's episode 2 of the new season, 17, and the episode is called Friendship Overboard. So we kick off the episode with Emily, who I enjoy seeing actually. She's kind of fun, and she's with the new housewife, Jen, and Gia comes over as well. They're at this very nice restaurant. They're talking about relationships, and this new girl, Jen, starts to open up about her new boyfriend and her ex-husband. It looks like her and her ex-husband went through a bad divorce, but she's now starting to actually heal from it. And then, Gia just lets it out. She says, "I heard you had an affair." And Jen says, "Yeah." But Jen interrupts her before she's about to ask any more questions to ask Gia about this party that she's planning, which is all the girls going somewhere in a boat. The next scene is Heather. She's organizing a lot of stuff with her kids, and then she calls Shannon on the phone, and it turns out that Shannon was on her way to meet Tamra. So then Heather gets off the phone with Shannon and calls Tamra to see how Tamra is, and Tamra says that, I'll call you after this meeting is over. Heather is very nosy. But then we cut to Tamra and Shannon finally meeting up at the restaurant. They sit down, right out of the bat. Tamra's a little bit aggressive. She's, says that I've been a good friend who was always there for you. And she's saying that it was exhausting sometimes how much she was there for Shannon because her own life was crumbling down. And Shannon understands that, but her problem with Tamra is the public humiliation, and they even showed the clips of Tamra trashing Shannon, calling her a bad friend, saying that she was fake, and that's what Shannon had a problem with. And then, Tamra just says that, well, you were a fake friend. And Shannon says, I don't know if you realize how bad you can hurt people that you say you love. So that was really messed up after they showed those clips of Tamra, just saying really nasty things of Shannon because Shannon didn't do that. And then Shannon suggests that, let's just go forward and see what happens. Tamra agrees and she leaves. This little meeting was much, much quicker than I thought it was gonna be. Like, it ended really fast. But we move over to Jen, the new housewife. She's at home. She has a lot of kids. She has 5 kids, and they're all like a little bit older now, kind of in their early teen years. So we see them cooking. They're all very happy. One of the kids just got his driver's license, and her new boyfriend Brian seems pretty cool. Of course, she understands that that's not the father of the kids, so she knows that the kids might look at him a little bit weird, but he is very nice, so they don't really think anything negative about him. And she also used to foster children, which that's really interesting. And it was a very nice scene. After they had dinner, she was with her youngest child, who she fostered for a while and then adopted, and they were just reading together, and she looks really nice. I like seeing that scene. We move along to Tamra and her husband. They are at the empty gym because, as we all know, they had to close down. It meant a lot to them, so for it to be closed down, it's really sad. Tamra does point out that Emily sent over a text saying that she was very sorry for the gym closing. And, she says it's interesting that Shannon didn't text me. Out of all people, it's actually Emily. And then, speaking of Emily, she goes over to Gina's house to get a bunch of stuff because Gina's not going to be able to go to the party that she planned because she got super sick. So she goes to the house, they talk from a distance, and Gia mentions that Shannon and Tamra's little encounter didn't go so great. So she tells her to watch out for them on the boat. Okay, so the girls get ready and they make their way to this boat party. They're all wearing pink, and Emily did a really good job with the decorations and all that stuff. When Tamra gets there, she thanks Emily for the text that she sent about the gym closing, and as they're about to start talking a little bit more, Heather interrupts. Then, Shannon is the last one to arrive. It's a little bit awkward between her and Tamra, but wait. somebody else joins the group, and it's none other than Taylor Armstrong, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills alum. I'm excited to see what she's going to bring this season, So they're all eventually sitting together, and Tamra is sort of introducing Jen a little bit more and says, Jen has a great story about her family and her kids. So Jen begins to tell the story about her 4 kids, the one that she fostered and then that is now adopted. And as she's telling this, really heartwarming story, Shannon rudely interrupts her as she sees a boat come over, and she's like, "Oh, is that John's son? Is that his son?" And it's like, we don't know if that's John's son, but she was so rude to interrupt her that way. And Tamra even whispers over to Jen and says, "Wow, you're having a serious conversation and this woman is so disrespectful." So already, Shannon is leaving a bad taste in Jen's mouth. And, Shannon continues to be a little bit rude. She's like, "Oh, look at the dolphins. Look at this. Look at that." I like Shannon, but that was really mean. And like I said, Tamra noticed it and she's using it as more ammo against her. Then the girls move around on the boat. Taylor is having a role in a movie, so she's asking Heather if she can join her to an audition since Heather knows a little bit about this stuff. And Heather says yes. And then in some other corner of the boat, Emily is having a chat with Tamra about Shannon, giving her some advice, what she should do. And then, as they're talking, Heather once again interrupts them, just like she did earlier that day. And Emily is getting a little frustrated with this, and I would too, because she says that this is something Heather does again and again. So as Heather is there, she begins to tell Tamra the same things that Emily was trying to say to her as well, to give Shannon a chance and to maybe look at what she did in the relationship that was bad. And then Tamra loses it. She starts to go into her screaming thing. And she gets a little bit mad. But then they head over to dinner. As they're having dinner, Emily tells Shannon, "I think you should apologize for interrupting Jen when she was talking about her family." And Shannon says, Oh, I apologize. But Tamra says, "Well, yeah, you do that regularly. Like, you're nasty to people regularly." And Shannon, says, "Wait a minute. Regularly? Like, what do you mean?" And Tamara's like, "Yeah." So then Shannon's like, "You know what, Tamara? Stop with the eye rolls. Stop with the attitude." And they start to go back and forth. Emily is defending Shannon, kind of. And then Tamara goes unhinged. She starts with the screaming at the top of her lungs for no reason, like she does. She starts calling Shannon liar, 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 you alcoholic. It was just really weird for her to get so angry. And Shannon says, "This is what I don't miss." And she even says, where was the Tamara from last week at the yoga thing that was so tearful to see me again? But eventually Shannon leaves. And as she's leaving, Tamara asks Heather, "Why didn't you stand up for me?" And that's where the episode ended. So yeah, the episode was... I'm finding that with Orange County, because we're getting so much toxic storylines with Atlanta, with New Jersey, I kind of like OC only because it's a little bit more lighthearted. There's not, too many personal low digs at people. So I do like that. As far as this episode in particular, I did enjoy it. I do think Tamra is acting a little bit crazy, but I understand, to some degree she is trying to, this is her big comeback, right? So she's trying to, catch people's attention. But if this was real life, she's ridiculous. Going off on people and doing all that. But I guess that's what she's there to do. So can we complain about it? I don't know. But like I said, I like Shannon. She was very rude to Jen on the boat. But we'll see how these dynamics shift over time, because from the previews it looks like maybe Tamra and her new friend Jen might have a little bump on the road, so that's going to be interesting to keep watching. But you guys, let me know, what are your opinions about this episode? What do you think about what happened? Let me know. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. You all guys have a great one, and I'll catch y'all next time. Bye.